In the 60s and 70s, the American dream was more than just a promise. It was achievable. This was an era when middle-class families took annual vacations, bought houses, and built wealth, many on a single income. Those days are gone. We've all heard how large companies have outsourced jobs to cheaper labor markets overseas, impacting American workers, but there's another threat, one that's already reshaping the job market and targeting the very foundation of the middle class. This threat is artificial intelligence, and it's one that has the potential to devastate the American job market. In 2024, the four largest U.S. tech companies driving advances in artificial intelligence earned $268 billion in combined revenue. Yet that same year, the tech sector laid off more than 260,000 workers. As of May 2025, nearly 600,000 tech jobs have disappeared, and not just in Silicon Valley. Intel, Oregon's largest private employer, is preparing to cut 20% of its staff. Even the Internal Revenue Service has reduced its workforce by 11%. Wall Street firms and U.S. banks are projected to eliminate 200,000 jobs over the next decade. Most of these displaced workers are from the middle class, the economic engine responsible for 68% of U.S. GDP. If this backbone collapses, the stability of the entire economy could be in jeopardy. For much of the 20th century, America's middle class symbolized stability, upward mobility, and shared prosperity. Steady jobs, home ownership, college for the kids, and a dignified retirement. This wasn't just an economic dream, it was the foundation of the nation's democratic and social contract. But over the last 2 decades, and at breakneck speed since 2020, AI has begun dismantling these pillars. While it delivers productivity gains and efficiency, it has also devalued traditional skills, accelerated layoffs, and concentrated economic power in the hands of a few corporations. Economists call it the hollowing out of middle-skill jobs, roles that once provided middle-class incomes without elite credentials. Automation began with manufacturing, but AI is now infiltrating white-collar sectors once considered safe: law, journalism, finance, education, even software development. Law: AI systems draft contracts and conduct case law analysis once handled by paralegals. Journalism: newsrooms like the Associated Press use AI to generate financial and sports reports. Accounting: algorithms process and audit financial data in seconds. Education: AI tutoring platforms such as Khan Academy's AI tools deliver personalized lessons, reducing reliance on classroom teachers. Software: GitHub Copilot writes blocks of code, replacing much of the work of junior developers. A 2024 McKinsey report estimates that 15 to 30% of working hours in white-collar jobs could be automated by 2030. The damage isn't just job loss, it's the destruction of career ladders. Entry-level roles that once led to senior positions are vanishing, making professional advancement harder than ever. For decades, higher education was the surest route to stability, but AI is changing the market faster than universities can adapt. In 2024, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that 44% of U.S. college graduates worked in jobs that didn't require their degree. More than half earned under $50,000 per year, below historical starting salary averages, despite paying record tuition costs. A bachelor's degree now averages $39,400 per year at private universities and $11,200 for in-state students at public institutions. Meanwhile, 43 million Americans collectively owe $1.7 trillion in student debt, more than the nation's total credit card debt. Graduates face a brutal combination: steep debt, stagnating wages, and a job market where many traditional, safe careers are being automated away. AI has turbocharged corporate consolidation. In 2025, 5 tech giants controlled over 74% of the global cloud market. NVIDIA alone holds 95% of the advanced GPU market, effectively gatekeeping the hardware needed to train AI models. This dominance squeezes out smaller firms, suppresses innovation, and eliminates many of the entrepreneurial opportunities that once fueled middle-class growth. Profits rarely reach workers. In 2024, Amazon's net profits jumped over 200% year over year, driven by AI and automation. Yet the average employee salary rose only 1.8%. The secure full-time job with benefits is increasingly replaced by AI-managed gig platforms, Uber, DoorDash, Amazon Flex, where workers are independent contractors with no healthcare, paid leave, or retirement security. By 2024, 36% of American workers were freelancing or in app-based work, with over 60% depending on it as their primary income source. Median hourly pay, $15.90. Many put in over 50 hours a week to make ends meet. Even traditional employers are automating human resources. Algorithms now hire, track, and even fire employees, often without clear explanations or appeal processes. AI's economic gains are concentrated in a few urban hubs. San Francisco and New York now account for more than 65% of AI-related new hires. In contrast, states like Ohio and Michigan have lost tens of thousands of industrial and administrative jobs without comparable replacements. Older workers are particularly disadvantaged. Only 14% of Americans over 50 pursued digital skills training between 2020 and 2024. Wealth inequality in the US is now at historic highs. The richest 10% owns 70% of all wealth. The middle class's share has plunged from 62% in 1980 to 43% in 2023. This shift is more than economic, it's social and political. A weakened middle class invests less in education, participates less in civic life, and struggles to maintain stable families and communities. Here's the paradox. The same corporations driving AI adoption are eroding the purchasing power of the very consumers they rely on. Middle-class households are the primary buyers of homes, cars, appliances, and insurance. Private consumption accounts for 68% of US GDP, and 70% of that comes from the middle class. In 1971, 61% of Americans lived in middle-income households. By 2016, that number had fallen to 52%. If this trend accelerates, we risk entering an automation without demand cycle, where AI can produce more than ever, but where AI primarily helps companies become more profitable. Artificial intelligence is not inherently destructive. It can create new industries, solve complex problems, and boost productivity. But without structural reforms, its rapid spread could hollow out the middle class, weakening the foundation of both America's economy and its democracy. The real question is no longer just what AI can produce, but who will still be able to benefit from it.
Want more videos like this? Subscribe to Mac Hard for weekly AI updates and leave your thoughts in the comments below.